Well, hello. How you doing? This is the S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast. How are you doing, my friends? This is episode number 338. Oh yeah, 338. How you doing? You bastards. Folks, once again, I want to thank you guys very much for listening to this podcast. I want to thank you very much for all the downloads, all the recommendations and the retweets and the reblogs and the reposts and all of that kind of stuff. I appreciate it. And I also appreciate you guys. Apparently you guys are listening to both of my podcasts. I have another podcast called The S. Anthony Thomas Show. Thank you very much for listening to that as well. So basically I have a lot of people that are going from this podcast to the other podcast, and other people who are just listening to the other podcast, and people who are just listening to this podcast, and people from the other podcast that came over to listen to this podcast. Let me take another breath. And another thing. So I just want to thank everybody that's listening right now. And of course, we're coming up on the 5th year anniversary of this podcast. And we're also coming up on the 50th year anniversary of me being a dude. So they're both coming up. And I want to thank you guys very, very much for being cool to me for all this time. For those of you that have been cool to me for almost 5 years with the podcast, and for those of you that have been cool to me for the 50 years I've been on the planet, thank you very much. Hopefully we'll be able to be cool to each other for another 40, 50 more. You're damn right. But the thing about it is, you start to think about your mortality when you get to 50. You don't think you're going to be croaking anytime soon, or even really thinking about it that way. But you start thinking about the things you want to do and want to accomplish. And one of the reasons I was thinking about the things I wanted to accomplish in life, all the things I've already accomplished, yay, and the things I'm going to accomplish, yay. But I want to get an opportunity to accomplish the stuff in the future so I can go yay, because I've already said yay about stuff I've done. I want to say yay about the stuff I'm going to do. But one of the things that happened to me earlier today was I started to realize that no matter how hard you work and how many good things you do and how many good decisions you make, other people's dumb decisions can mess it up for you, right? You see, I tend to change my brakes on the car at certain intervals anyway. You know, the first time you hear a little squeak, you still got some time. You don't have to change your brakes today. It's basically the brakes going, okay, dude, you got a couple of months, then you're going to have to change these things depending on how much you drive, of course. You're going to have to change these things. In my case, it's like, look, you got about 3 weeks, and then I'm going to start squeaking louder, and it's going to embarrass you. Because that squeak isn't just to notify you, right? Cars nowadays, they should just have a thing. The car can tell you when your brakes are low. The car can tell you that, but the damn brakes squeak anyway, right? Why they got to embarrass you, man? Right? If somebody's breath stinks, you just walk up to them and go, yo, bro. Hey, man, what's going on? Yo, man, you want some gum? I don't need no gum. Yeah, dude, I'm sitting there breathing the air coming out of your mouth hole. You need some gum. You need a whole gum factory. Okay? All right? Now, your breath stinks, bruh. And I'm whispering this in your ear because mainly because your ears are away from your mouth. I would stand in front of you and tell you, but actually I should stand in front of you and tell you because it's kind of painful to clip your nose hair sometime. And if I stand in front of you long enough, you'll send them bastards off all the way up to the inside of my nostrils. The only problem with that is I will also lose my mustache, my beard, my eyebrows, the hair on the top of my head, and my ability to see, smell, and taste. So I'm going to walk around to your ear like I am right now and tell you that your breath stinks. You want people to be discreet about that. But that little squeak that comes when your brakes are starting to get low, your brakes are halfway down or 3/4 down. You still got enough. You're not a danger to the other drivers, but I want to let you know you need to change them. That's how you get a little bit of that, right? The next time, it's a little louder. Sounds like Shemp from the Three Stooges. Young people, go look that up. Shemp from the Three Stooges, right? But why they got to embarrass you, man? Just imagine if that sound happened every time somebody wanted to tell you something that they wanted you to know, right? Like I said, just like if say somebody has a body odor thing, right? You would look, man, I got some deodorant upstairs. Go tap them armpits real quick. You would do that, right? You wouldn't wait until every time they motioned to the point. Let's say they point across the room and they expose their armpit a little bit, and you went. Guy goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I don't know what you're talking about. Right? The guy sits back in a chair to relax, puts both hands behind his head, resting his head on his hands with his armpits exposed. You're like, The hell are you doing? Nothing, man. Nothing at all, man. Oh, man. Hey, man, what's going on, man? He's over here beeping. I don't know why he's doing. Let me give you a high five. What the hell are you doing? Your pits stink, man. You can't smell that? Huh? You don't even have sweat stains in your shirt. You got burns in your shirt. Every time you put your arms up, I go beep, 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 beep to give you a hint. You think it was a coincidence that the damn fire alarm goes off every time you put your hands in the air, you stinky pit bastard. Now go upstairs. There's plenty of wash rags and soap. By the way, when you use the wash rag and soap, take that crap with you. I ain't gonna warn them after that, cause that's an inhuman stink. That's not just regular stinking, cause if it was just regular stinking, I'd wash the washcloth, I take that thing, maybe scrape it with a knife that I threw away and scrape all your funk off the thing, because the soap's not cheap. And then I'd go about, well, actually, I'd just let that be the guest soap, because who the hell cares if you contaminate jackasses that come over here? I don't want you contaminating me. Moving on. But what I'm saying is, stinky boy, get up there, hit them pits with some soap and water, and then use the deodorant. And I mean my spray deodorant. Don't be using my stick deodorant. You understand? Don't be using that. Use the spray deodorant. Okay? You stinky pit bastard. You wouldn't do that, right? Somebody had some food in their teeth, and every time they laughed, you wouldn't do that. How come every time I smile, you make that sound? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna smile now. Don't do it. What are you doing? You got a whole damn salad in your teeth, you bastard. Okay? You know how much salad you got in your damn teeth? The person at the table over there said, listen, I want a salad, just like that lady has in her teeth, but not that much salad. I only want a half a plate of salad. This lady has 9 pounds of salad hanging in her teeth. The nasty bastard. Doesn't she chew? Ever heard of swallowing? Ever heard of flossing? Ever heard of licking your own teeth, you salad tooth bastard? That's what's going on. Right? Somebody farts and then acts like they didn't do it, and everybody else in the car points at them and goes, beep, 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 beep. Right? You didn't want that crap. Moving on. Right? But when you have to break the it's an embarrassing thing when it's you, because you know how long your car's been going with the little squeaky sound from the brakes. But what about it's a person behind you? You're driving along at a nice rate of speed, and the person's driving a little bit too close. You hit the brakes, and your brakes go, that nice, smooth, I still got a lot of meat on my brake sound. No problem. That wonderful sound that's actually there, but you don't notice it because it's so normal. You only notice But what about there's a car behind you, right? And they're driving too close, right? And one of those people that always slams on the brake at the last second. They don't ease into the brakes like a normal driver, ease into the brakes like someone who has some sense. They don't do that. They just slam on the brakes at the last second, getting about, feels like 2 inches from your car, but it's probably about a foot or so, but that's still too damn close. Right? But even if the person slams on their brake and they're too close to the car, if it's a type sound because they got meat on their brakes, it's annoying, but at the very minimum, you know, okay, they at least got some brakes. But what about the person behind you who slams on their brake at the last minute and goes, what about you hear that sound, right? That's way past, means they got a month left in their brakes. Means, oh God, dude, it's only a matter of time before you roll over somebody and kill somebody's dog and cat. And that dog and cat are still in the house. You know what I'm saying, right? There's a guy behind me. He's tailgating me. And I'm driving beyond the speed limit. I mean, just kidding. If there's any New Jersey troopers listening, I'm just saying that I'm driving past the speed limit for comedic purposes and to make a point. In essence, I was driving at exactly the speed limit, wearing my safety belts and actually looking forward at the entire time. I didn't even adjust the radio. Moving back to the story. So you're driving along and there's some fool driving behind you, tailgating you, right? And like I said, he's not, he's, that's that sound right there. And you don't ever want to hear that sound. If you get in your car and you hear that sound, you know what you need to do? Get the hell out of your car and have your car towed to the mechanic, or get in your other car if you have another car, or get a friend if you have a friend, or get an Uber if you have your smartphone on you, right? go to the nearest store, buy yourself a pair of brakes and bring your punk ass back. And hopefully you know somebody that can put on brakes, or maybe you can put on brakes, but you don't want to drive on type brakes. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Even if the car stops, by the time you get to the damn mechanic, he's going to go, you know what? You probably should have gotten a friend or something like that, and maybe got an Uber and gone to the brake place, bought some brakes, went back to your house, and then had your car towed here because now your rotors are jacked up. And we would have probably charged you about $60 to put your brakes on, but now we have to smooth out your rotors. It's now going to cost you $375. You dumb bastard. You know what I'm saying. Back to the story. I'm driving and this jackass is right up on the back of me, looking all mad like I'm slowing him down. I'm actually going faster than the speed limit. No, I'm not, troopers. I'm just saying that for comedic purposes to make a point. Back to the story. And he's behind me, right? And then when we come to a point where there's a little bit of a traffic thing, I slow down, right? My brakes got meat on them. And this guy behind me, oh God, no, right? I don't know why he's so mad. Maybe he's mad because his punk ass didn't change his punk ass brakes on his punk ass car. He actually has a decent car, but he still didn't change the punk ass brakes on his punk ass nice car with his punk ass. Driving behind me, right? And now he's mad at me. And there's a place he can actually go around me. I'm not even in the fast lane. I'm now in the middle lane. But he wants to be all up on the back of my car, that piece of crap, right? Looking in the mirror, shaking his fist and saying stuff. I can read lips, even though technically in the rear view mirror, you're backwards. I know what FU looks like, even backwards, you bastard. I know what it looks like, right? This piece of crap. And he's driving all nuts. But what he doesn't know, this stupid bastard with his no brake changing ass, is I have a dash cam. You're damn right. And this is a newer dash cam. It's not like my old dash cam. My old dash cam was a fixed position dash cam. Now I have a 360-degree swivel dash cam. You're damn right. And it still only cost me $30 because I ain't spending a lot of money on that crap. You're damn right about that too, that bastard behind me. I can't hear him, but I assume that's what he sounds like. I'm outraged because you're driving normally and I'm sitting here with my no brake having ass and I'm mad for no reason. You just happen to be here. Damn it. Right. And I take my 360-degree swivel dash cam, which only cost me $30, and I start to turn it while I'm driving, and I don't take my eyes off the road. I don't take my eyes off the road. If you New Jersey cops are still listening, back to the story. And I turn it backwards. Right? So now the dash cam is facing the back. It's not as good as having a dash cam in the back window, but it is good. It's good enough to show that the car behind me is driving way too close and he's shaking his fist and he's being a piece of crap. And it also shows his brakes going, that's right, you no brake bastard, right? And we go again after another slowdown in the traffic and he's still behind me. I'm so annoyed. I'm not even afraid. Normally when somebody's that nuts, you're afraid, but I'm just PO'd with this bastard, right? And he's looking at me and he's looking at me and looking at me and looking at me and I'm looking at him and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and he's looking at him and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. And then I take my finger and I put it up and he looks at me as if to go, oh yeah, what are you going to do? Give me the middle finger. Well, it wasn't my middle finger. It was the pointing finger. And you know what I did with my pointing finger? I pointed to my dash cam. And he didn't notice what I was doing at first. And then he noticed the dash cam and his face went from I'm at you. Oh God, no. Oh, he's got evidence. Oh no. And all of a sudden he kind of backs his car off, right? He kind of takes his foot off the gas. He's not stepping on the gas and being 2 inches from the back of my car, shaking his fists and making all that hand motion crap. Oh, no. His punk ass backs up a little bit. His punk ass backs up a little bit more. His punk ass backs up. I roll down my driver's side window to let some cool air in. Cool air. Yeah, I'm starting to feel relaxed. He seems to have calmed down because he knows his punk ass is on camera with his punk ass. He then goes into the fast lane, and I think he's going to just drive away from me, but he drives up beside me, and I guess he wanted to get a good look at the dash cam to see what the situation was, and he got a good look at the dash cam because when he pulled up to next to my car on the driver's side, I had already turned my 360 degree swivel dash cam to aim it out the window at his punk ass. So now I have him behind my car driving too close, and the thing goes with his brakes. I now have a clean picture of his punk ass face, right? And he goes, hi. That's what he did. And he speeds up, right? He wants to switch lanes, but he can't, right? And then the people in the fast lane slow down. So he whips in front of my car, right? And there's a car in front of him and he can't get away. And now I've already taken my dash cam. Did I mention that it swivels 360 degrees? I didn't. Okay, it swivels 360 degrees. Oh, that's right, I did tell you. Because I made it swivel right back to the front to its original position, and now he's driving in front of me, but he can't get that far away because the traffic slowed down. Oh yeah, so now I got a picture of this piece of crap behind my car driving too fast, driving erratically and making threatening hand signals on high definition video. And now I have this piece of crap next to me with a clear shot of his punk ass face on high definition video. And now Captain Jackass is in front of the car. Oh yeah, in front of the car. Ooh, in front of the car. And I have a nice crisp picture of his driver, of his license plate. Oh yeah. He looks in his rearview mirror. He looks at the camera. And I'm looking at him and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. And I point to the dash cam and I point to his license and he waves his hand as if to say, oh, no. And I go and I give him the hand motion as if to say, it's cool. And he goes, whew. He relaxes. Yeah, it is punk ass. All right. And then he very quickly cut a bunch of lanes real quick and you could hear his brakes. And he hits the off ramp and gets the hell off the freeway. Hopefully he's going to drive someplace and get some brakes with his punk ass brakes in his punk ass car, which was actually a nice car, but he's still a punk ass when he needs to fix his punk ass brakes. I can't stand tailgaters. They're pieces of crap. They're basically saying wherever I'm going right now is more important to me than not killing you accidentally. That's what those pieces of crap are saying, and I don't like them. Right? That's why I never tailgate. But that's a weird thing, man. When that guy was behind me with the freaking effed up brakes, all I could think about was my own mortality, because that's what you think about when you're in one of those situations. Because if I had stepped on, my brakes, my brakes that actually work, and his brakes failed, which they probably will soon, he would have slammed into me at a high rate of speed, probably causing a massive, traffic jam, a traffic accident, right? But you know who else is pieces of crap? People that tailgate you when you're not on the freeway. People that tailgate you in the city. Right? I mean, most of the time, where are you going when you're driving around in the city? You're going to pick up your kids. You're going to the supermarket. You're going home, right? So why the hell are you driving up behind somebody's car? Cut it out. Because on the freeway, they're basically saying me getting where I want to go is more important to me than possibly killing you by accident, and an extension killing myself and maybe other people. But when it's in the city and you're only going a few miles an hour, they're basically saying, I don't care if I F up the back of your car. I got to get to that corner store to get that soda. Really, dude? Really, bro? I hate you if you tailgate, you pieces of crap. Obviously, none of my audience will tailgate. My audience, there's a bunch of incredible people with fantastic taste, especially in podcasts. Yes, I'm sucking up. So what? There's a lot more you than me. Last thing I want to do is have a bunch of people from different countries whip my ass. F y'all. I'm sucking up. So what? Right? Y'all know who I am. I don't know who you are, It's just like the Matrix. I could walk outside. Hey, it's Anthony. I'm a big fan of your podcast. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Remember when you said we was all a bunch of crap? I was just kidding. Well, we ain't trying to hear that crap. Come on, boys. And then hundreds and thousands of people come rushing up and kick the crap out. I mean, everybody lines up. Everybody get in a single file line and we're going to take turns kicking the crap out of him. But don't beat him up too bad because we want him to do his podcast next week. But we're just going to slap the crap out of him. We're going to, okay, we don't want, there's a lot of us. If we slap the crap out of him, okay, we don't want to kill him. Okay, everybody just walk up and say something bad about his parents and say something about his family. And, everybody just spit on him. We don't want to hurt him. Because we want him to do his show. We like his show, but just everybody. Okay, how about this? We'll just have one representative guy smack the crap out of him for all of us. How about that? I don't want that. That's why I'm sucking up to you chumps. I mean, my wonderful listeners. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of large numbers of people whipping each other's ass, did anybody see UFC 229? Did you? I did. Did you enjoy 229? I did. I enjoyed it. But you know what I was thinking? I was like, now that the fight's over, I wish they would do something even more exciting after the fight to overshadow everything that happened beforehand. And then it happened. Right? Khabib gets ticked off about something someone said. He was fighting Conor McGregor, by the way, if you didn't know. And he jumps out of the octagon, the space where well, for those, I'm sure everyone here listens to me know what the UFC is the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's mixed martial arts. It's the NFL of mixed martial arts. Conor McGregor was his biggest star. Khabib Nurmagomedov is their, lightweight champion. They had bad blood. Conor McGregor, retaliated against Khabib because Khabib, rolled up on one of his friends. So he, of course, as everybody knows, Conor McGregor came in with his boys and they, attacked the bus. And then during the press conference, Conor McGregor dissed Khabib's family, his religion, and dissed his manager, all that kind of crap. We all know about that, right? So Khabib wins decisively, chokes Conor out. Well, he didn't choke him out, he made him tap. Then he gets ticked off. He's excited about the end of the fight and he throws his mouth guard, right? Somebody on the outside, probably somebody that works with or trains with Conor, dissed him a little more. Nobody knows what he said so far as of the recording of this. Khabib jumps over the fence to try to whoop the guy's ass, and all of a sudden there's a big melee with a bunch of people running around and punching and kicking and chopping and punching and kicking and chopping and chopping and punching and kicking, right? And there was and I'll be honest with you, the ass whipping that was happening on the outside of the gate was so good, I wanted to give him $5 more for the pay-per-view. No, it was expensive enough. F that. Anyway. Right? But everybody was saying, hey man, Khabib was so cool during the press conference, man. He kept his cool. And I don't know why he just flipped out like that. He kept his cool. I was surprised that Khabib went nuts like that and jumped out the ring and got all excited and jumped over and kicked people's ass. I mean, the whole time Conor was talking about his family and the religion and this, and he kept his cool and he kept it cool and he kept cool. His coolness is he kept his cool. Well, the thing that people need to understand about people that keep their cool is a lot of times people keep their cool. They're really kind of just pushing down what's actually there. Right? That was a big relief and a big release for Khabib when he finally choked out the guy that dissed his family and dissed his religion and dissed this and dissed that. If somebody disses you for a long period of time or treats you in a way that you think is ridiculously unfair, and then you have to compete with that person head to head for something you both want equally, and you decisively defeat that person in front of everyone, there's a release there. With a lot of people, you go, yeah, and you celebrate and you pump your fist and you go about your way. Your friends pick you up and carry you off triumphantly, and you go off and you celebrate and you party and do all that kind of stuff. And that's the release itself. But sometimes when it's really, really personal to you, sometimes the cool guy loses his cool because it's just too much. It's all been pent up and it just explodes. And all of a sudden, the person who you don't think will normally act like that begins to act like that. Now, I'm of the other kind of person. I'm the kind of person where if I am annoyed with you and you're pissing me off, I'm not going to wait a long time to tell you. And anybody that knows me knows I will tell you almost immediately if you're annoying me or pissing me off or making me angry. Now, I won't be mean about it. I'm not going to hit you with a chair or anything, but I'm telling you right now, my friends will tell you one of the things, like right now, as I got older, I started calling people bastards, and I would go, look, you bastard. Now, obviously, when I refer to you guys as bastards, it's a term of endearment because I also talk to the people that I love and call them bastards, and they know that I'm saying it because I love them, just like you bastards. See, I just did it. But when I was younger, and even then, like I said, even when I was younger, I would let people know immediately when I was ticked off. I would say, look, jackass. And that's when I said, look, jackass, you knew right after I said, look, jackass, I was about to tell you why I thought you were a jackass. Had a friend of mine, I was hanging out with him. And he was one of those guys that hits on every lady walking down the street. Even if he doesn't necessarily want them, just on the off chance that she'll have sex with him, he would hit on even women I knew for a fact weren't his type. They were his type because they had female genitals, but he was just annoying with it to the point where he was actually even being like nowadays, especially with the Me Too movement and things of that nature. If he behaved in that way, he didn't physically touch anyone, but it was more of a verbal thing where he was going a little too far, and it annoyed the crap out of me. Right. And instead of being silent, I said, look, jackass, if you act this way, you're being disrespectful to the ladies. And let's be honest, if somebody has these ladies are going to punch you in the throat. Right. And also I don't want to be around you because people are going to think that if you're acting like that I co-sign that crap. So I would suggest you stop acting like a dick. Right. And start treating people with respect, or you can get the hell away from me, punk ass, because I don't like it. And it's not my place to tell you as an adult what to do with your life. But I'm telling you right now, if you're going to be walking around, acting like that to ladies, I ain't going to be around you. Right. And he's like, man, I need, and he stopped doing it, at least around me. Right. There were other people that were like, man, Jim said that you flipped out on him because of the way he was talking to women. I said, they were like, man, I just didn't, normally I didn't even say nothing, man. So I just like walked away from him, man. But you said something, man. And he kind of stopped doing it, man. He was like, he didn't even realize what he was doing. He thought it was being cool and trying to show off everybody. But after you got in his ass, he stopped doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm not somebody's parent, but it's like, right? But all these other guys he was starting to lose friends. People were starting to move away from him. People started hanging out with him because of that. They liked everything else about him, but he would do that kind of crap and people just kind of, right? There were some lady friends that just kind of, right? And I could see them getting angrier and angrier when he would do it. He wouldn't do that to them, but he would do it to other ladies, and you could see them getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And it was only a matter of time for one of them picked up a chair and bounced it off of his head or whooped his ass. Or he said that to some lady who just got back from her full contact karate championship and kicked him in his throat. Or he said that to some lady who had a boyfriend who was just got back from court they said, listen, I'm tired of you stomping people. You're going to have to take anger management starting Monday. But of course he would have done this on Friday, and it would have been before the anger management class, and the guy would have stomped his punk ass out, and I would have been, I'm not getting in the middle of that. But I don't believe in letting things build up to the point where all of a sudden you just snap one day. That doesn't happen to me. It doesn't happen to me. I don't do it. You piss me off, I'm telling you. Just imagine you have a restaurant, right? There's a big trash can in the back, right? And you keep piling garbage and garbage and garbage. And you know what happens when you pile garbage with food in it, like a seafood restaurant in a trash can dumpster. You know what that's like. You just keep piling it and piling it and piling it and piling it. Right? But if you have someone that comes along and regularly takes the trash cans out, what happens is not the trash cans, but the trash bags out of the dumpster, there's minimal slime in the trash can. There's minimal crud in the trash can. The trash can doesn't smell that bad. You can actually walk out, sprinkle a little soap in there, hose it down for about 5 minutes and walk back into the store because you don't let anything build up. You don't even have a lot of maggots in there. Why? Because somebody comes along and regularly takes the trash out of the trash can, and thus you do not have that problem. But what about you don't have regular trash pickup? Maybe you're too cheap to get people to come and pick up the trash. Maybe you have to do it yourself and you didn't feel like getting around to it. And you get into the habit of not taking the trash out of the dumpster at regular intervals, and it keeps building up, right? And everybody has to put the trash in, and everybody knows that when the trash gets full, somebody's got to be the one that dumps out the trash. But everybody, just like, when you're in your kitchen, nobody wants to be the person that dumps out the trash. So what do? You take a bag and you put it on top of there and you look around, nobody's looking, and you crush it down because you want to make sure the next sucker has to dump out the trash can, right? And somebody else comes along with a bag of slimy food that needs to be gotten rid of, and I'm not being allowed, and they crush it down. And eventually somebody's going to put that one last bag in there that shouldn't be in there, and the bags underneath blow open. And all of a sudden that trash juice starts pouring out the bottom of the can. And all of a sudden it's all over the place. And maybe the food's been in there so long and the bag actually explodes. That will happen if it's been there long enough. And all of a sudden you got trash juice and maggots and bugs and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, all of that crap all over the place. And now everybody has to come out and scrub down the trash can and scrub down the whole damn alley. And it takes a long time. And why? Because your punk ass was so busy letting it pile up again and again and more and more. So when people were saying to me on last night, how come Khabib flipped out like that, man? He flipped out. He was so cool and calm, and he flipped out and cool and calm, and he flipped out. That's because he stood there really calm the whole time. The whole time he wants to beat Conor McGregor's ass so bad he can taste it. He wants to drop kick his ass across the thing. He wants to just knock the lights out the bastard and crush the bastard. He wants to F him up real bad, but he can't do it, right? He's mad because the guy came to the center and threw a dolly at the bus and started threatening him and all of this kind of crap. He wanted to get out and whoop his ass then. And then Conor McGregor starts saying stuff about his family and his religion and this and that. And he wants to whoop his ass. He's been wanting to whoop his ass for years. He's been wanting to whoop his ass. I'm going to crush your boy. He's mad because he sees Dana White is promoting Conor McGregor as the biggest star, and he's 26-0 and he's the champion, and he don't like that crap. He knows he wants to beat Conor McGregor's ass. That's all he's thinking about, and all he's thinking about is whoop his ass, 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 whoop his ass. He finally gets into the ring, gets an opportunity to whoop the guy's ass as he's been wanting to whoop for years, and he finally whoops that guy's ass and the damn breaks. Just like that trash bag in the back of that metaphorical trash can I just talked about. It explodes all over the place. And just like that trash juice slides all over the place, all those emotions started sliding out of Khabib. Not that he's a trash can, I'm just using that as a metaphor. You get the point. Last thing I want to do is insult anybody, especially someone who's good enough to beat the ass of high-class athletes. I'm a middle-aged guy trying to lose weight, so please just understand. I'm just making an example. I'm not calling you any kind of negative stuff. I ain't trying to get my ass whooped just for a story. F y'all, back to the story, right? So his emotions ooze out, right? His emotions ooze out, and he can't control them. Just like when you pack that and it's all over the place, and all of a sudden everybody gets involved, just like when you got to clean up all that garbage. Everybody gets involved, and he's jumping over the fence and trying to whoop this person's ass, and people there trying to whoop another ass, and ass whooping, there's this ass whooped, and he whoops ass, and she whoops ass, and they whoop ass, all these asses getting whooped, and it goes crazy. So I understood exactly what was going on when Khabib jumped out of that ring. I don't excuse it, because quite frankly, you're in a stadium with 20,000 people, a whole bunch of people from a country that supports Conor McGregor, and a whole bunch of people from a country that supports you. And quite frankly, once that kind of thing starts, man, that could have been 20,000 people deciding, well, I get a free pass to whoop somebody's ass. And all of a sudden you got 20,000 people attempting to whoop each other's ass, and there's not enough police to stop 20,000 people from whooping each other's ass. And it could have been really bad. Yeah, but Conor McGregor threw a dolly at the train. I understand that. And that was super duper mega wrong. And I was pissed off when I saw it, 'cause I'm like, come on, dude, you're better than that, right? So they were both wrong. But I understand where it came from. I understand when things get built up. And that's why I purposely and specifically never let my trash can get so full that when somebody puts that one extra bag in, it busts opens and all of that juice pours all over the place, and the maggots and the flies and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, are all over the place. I can't have that crap. As I approach 50, I'm at the point now, as soon as there's one bag of trash put in there, I make sure that bag is double, quadruple bagged and sprayed with the kind of liquid that keeps bugs and flies off of it. And I make sure the trash can is nice and clean. It may stink a little bit because it is a trash can, but I make sure it's not gross and disgusting. And I make sure that that bag is dumped out as quickly as possible, because I don't want to have to deal with all of that trash juice and maggots and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, all over the place. I don't want that crap. So, as entertaining as it was, I realized when I watched that I am so glad that I made a decision a long time ago to make sure that I don't let things build up like that, because the last thing I want to do is get mad and jump over a cage and try to whoop somebody's ass. Mainly because I'm approaching 50 and I'm not back in shape yet. And could I get over the fence? Yes. Could I get over and whoop the person's ass? Absolutely. Could I get out of bed the next day? Hell no. Why do you smell like Ben Gay and Sav? Jumped over the fence and whooped somebody's ass yesterday. Your old overweight ass. Well, I lost a bunch of weight. Yeah, but you're still kind of fat. Yeah, F you. And even though you're getting in good shape, you're still getting old. Yeah, well, I'll kick your ass in 4 months when I can move. But then again, by then I won't be mad anymore. I'll just laugh about it. So never mind. 'Cause that's how it works. Oh my goodness. Well, folks, that has been episode 338 of the S. Anthony Says podcast. And I want to thank you guys very, very, very much for stopping by and spending this time with me. I really, really do appreciate it. Much love to every last one of you, in the Bastard Army. If you want to contact me, sending declarations of love, you can do so at the only email address that I have. It's talktosanthony@gmail.com, talktosanthony@gmail.com. Thank you for the ones that have already written. Thank you for the kind words. And I'm still have not seen enough nudes. Not that I want that, ladies. Okay, look, that's wrong. That's disgusting. Okay. No more nudes. No one send me. Okay. I actually have gotten nudes, but don't send any more nudes. Okay. Okay, no nudes. That's wrong. Don't do that. Let's keep it classy. Although if you were to do that, I definitely would not stop you. but never mind. This podcast is damn near everywhere. Who am I kidding? It is everywhere. Stitcher Radio, iTunes, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher. I'm everywhere, baby. Pocket Cast. I'm everywhere, baby. Overcast. I'm everywhere, baby. Everywhere that a podcast could be, I am there, my friend. But the home base is santhonysays.podbean.com, my friends. Folks, much love to every last one of you bastards. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been a great almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years on the 23rd of October. And a few days after that, I'll be 50. And, even though we haven't gotten those anniversaries yet, I just want to thank you for the time that you've given me, you bastards. Well, folks, I'm about to say goodbye to you the way I always say goodbye to you. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to say goodbye yet. I forgot. I forgot something. How am I going to forget this part? I'm on social media, damn it. So get your punk asses over to my social media and follow me on my social media. On the social media, Facebook, go there. You go to Facebook, go to the search box, type in S. Anthony Says, bam, this podcast is there. Oh yeah. I'm at S. Anthony Thomas on Twitter. I'm at S. Anthony Thomas on Instagram. Okay. All right. And the Twitter for this show right here is at S. Anthony Says. So you get your butts over there now, damn it, and follow my punk ass with your punk asses, damn it. And rate and review this show. And 5 stars. I see none of that 4-star crap. 5 stars, damn it. I don't care if I'm browbeating you. In all seriousness, thank you guys very much. Now I'm going to say goodbye to you the way I've always said goodbye to you over the years. And I'm going to do it on the count of 3. You know what's coming, so do it with me, okay? I know you're in your cars and traffic, or you're on the treadmill. I know. And I know people are going to be looking, why are you doing that? Don't worry about them. It's me and you, damn it. I'm in your ears right now, not their butts. You can listen. Let's do it together. Me and you. All right. You ready? 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony out.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and smile. ahead and giggle. We're gonna get wild. Go ahead and clap. Go ahead and cheer. We're gonna have a good time while up in here.